Into that stunning twist out of that case in Maui where a woman is accused of killing her identical twin by driving an SUV off a 200-foot cliff, and a judge has now thrown out the murder charge, saying there's not enough evidence, letting the surviving sister go free. ABC's Kayna Whitworth has the latest.
She's been called the evil twin and one of the terrible twins of yoga in newspaper headlines. But this morning, Alexandria Duval is leaving behind the island where she faced second-degree murder charges for allegedly intentionally driving her and her sister off a Maui cliff, killing her twin.
The court has that the evidence fails to support a finding of probable cause for the charge of murder in the second degree.
After a judge threw out the charges, ABC News has learned that Alexandria is on her way to Utica, New York, to be with her family and attend her identical twins' funeral. Anastasia died after their Ford Explorer plunged 200 feet off this rocky Maui cliff, with Alexandria behind the wheel. At a preliminary hearing Wednesday, prosecutors argued Alexandria accelerated, never even attempting to brake during the ordeal, using the vehicle's black box as evidence.
That speed gradually increased over the 5-second period to the time of airbag deployment.
An eyewitness also testifying he saw the twins arguing violently in the car moments before the crash, with the woman in the passenger seat pulling the hair of the woman in the driver's seat, a statement corroborated by the autopsy report.
Isn't it true that they recovered hair clumps from Anastasia Duval's hands?
It wasn't close, but yes, hair.
Hair.
Yes.
Duval's attorney arguing there was no crime.
This was a tragic accident. It was not a homicide.
The 37-year-old seen here with her attorney after the ruling in an orange jail suit and her arm in a sling. Not the yoga gear she's used to.
Feel the outer rim of your back foot.
But Duval's legal woes may be far from over. Representatives from the prosecutor's office telling ABC News they are considering all options at this point. We believe that a crime has been committed. For Good Morning America, Kayna Whitworth, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Okay, let's talk about this now with Dan Abrams, Nancy Grace, the host of Nancy Grace on HLN. And Dan, you were definitive the other day. You said this is not a murder case. The judge agreed.
Yeah, I mean, look, there was no evidence that this was an intentional murder. I kept saying, maybe there's something else out there that we don't know about. Maybe something will come out in this preliminary hearing. Tell us, oh, this is why they're charging her with intentionally trying to kill her sister. All they had was that she appeared to have accelerated and she didn't brake. That's not enough for an intentional murder charge, and I say bravo to the judge, because it almost never happens that a judge throws out a case this early in the process.
Bravo to the judge, Nancy.
Well, I have never seen Dan Abrams as happy as he is this morning because Judge Kobayashi agreed with him, but it ain't over yet, all right? Number one, the prosecution may very well take this to a grand jury, and I think we're going to see the baby sliced down the middle. I think there is going to be a felony charge against her regardless of what a judge says. I think that it will probably be either starting with a murder 2 charge and then giving all the alternatives that Dan has accurately laid out. You've got voluntary manslaughter, negligent homicide 1, 2, and 3 degrees. But I'd like to point out something that I learned just recently. An eyewitness told us last night on our program on HLN that it's a Boy Scout leader and a whole troop of little Boy Scouts, see the driver, Alexandria, fighting with the sister, and then the car is in park and they're fighting. She turns off the hazard lights, puts the car in drive, and floors it. It is totally Thelma and Louise.
Well,
I'm just telling you, that's what they saw, and that is intentional.
But no, but that may be reckless driving, that may be negligent homicide, but the notion that she's hitting the gas because she wants to kill her sister and go over the cliff with her is a super long shot. Nancy, America...
That's what you said day one. You said murder, suicide. Look, nobody is here speaking for the dead victim. I am.
Well, no.
And I think this is wrong. And another thing the judge said is that she didn't know there was a cliff. Hello, you can look out and see the ocean. Of course she knew there was a cliff. She's been living there over a year.
Nancy, America wants to hear you say 4 words. They are, Dan was absolutely right. That's it.
Well,
America is demanding
how about if I give you...
Demanding it.
You want a foot? I'll give you an inch. I am eating a crow sandwich this morning because of Judge Blaine, and because of Dan Abrams, and it tastes very, very bad. But I predict there will be charges, Dan Abrams. So enjoy your happy place. Okay,
Yeah.
Enjoy it while it lasts.
Yeah, look, there will be a manslaughter. I would expect there will be either manslaughter or negligent homicide charge, and that's not an easy case either. By the way, there's going to be a real defense.
I'm sure we're going to have you guys back.
We'll see about that, Dan Abrams.
Let's go back to Michael.
All right, thank you, George.